up, guys? Welcome to local band Smokeout. Any genre from anywhere in the entire world. I do reactions, reviews, and interviews with bands, and I want to hear your music.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lucrecia!
Hell yeah!
Let's go.
Yes! Guys, thank you so much for doing this today. Before we get started, kindly introduce yourself for those that may not know who you guys are. Plug and promote anything and everything.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
We are Lucrecia. I'm Frankie from Lucrecia, and this is
Suki.
we are a Bay Area progressive metalcore inspired by kawaii metal band. We call it by kawaii core. We put an EP out not that long ago, but we're recording new music soon. So I guess look out for that. We should have a new video out pretty soon as well. We're actually going to be hitting Hawaii as well for our very first time pretty quick here in June on the 6th and the 7th. So I guess if you guys are out in Hawaii, come hang out with us. We'll be in Maui and Honolulu, and then we'll be hitting Japan in September. So those are what we got going on right now. But yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
That is awesome. Yeah. And I was actually going to ask about Hawaii because I saw that you guys were playing with Sadie, who's actually friends of ours as well. How did that link up happen?
So it was kind of random. So I myself have been a fan of Sadie for quite a while, being Filipino American.
Yeah, I would say they're from the Philippines, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're a band, like one of the first Filipino like metal bands that I had heard about. And then I showed Suki them maybe a few years ago, and she was like, "Oh, this band's really cool." And so she's like, "We should follow them and just try to support them and stuff." So we followed them, and Suki would randomly comment and stuff like that. And then one day, Kat just reached out to us, the singer of Sadie, if the viewers aren't familiar, and she just asked us like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in doing a tour?" And then Suki was like, "Hey, you want to go to the Philippines? Sadie wants us to go." And then it kind of went from there, and then we really hit it off really well. They were really kind people. And then we were like, well, Suki was like, why don't we try bringing them to America, get them to do some American shows since they'd never been out here. And then the other band that we were touring with, Mara Bloom, the band that was opening for us, they're from Hawaii, from Honolulu. So they're pretty regulars out in that scene. So they're like, why don't we bring you guys over there? So we kind of just did like a cool little swap of shows. But yeah, it was cool.
That is awesome. They're awesome. They're super cool. So that's a perfect like link up right there. How did you both meet, though?
No. Because they was already talking about it.
Okay, so me and Suki knew each other for quite a while before forming Lucrecia, but she had never really been in a band before. And I was in this band. It was like a progressive, like tech death, kind of like deathcore band called.
I didn't know you were in a band.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she didn't know I was in a band.
It's Facebook.
Yeah, so
we just added each other because we had a lot of mutuals, and I just randomly added him because I knew a lot of people he knew, and it was kind of I don't know. I had like a feeling like, oh, this guy seems cool, and we ended up having a lot in common too. So we just became really good friends, right? Like really quickly. Like over a couple of days, we became really close. And then I found out he had a band, and then I told him my dream was to do music too.
Yeah, so yeah, she told me she was interested in doing music and stuff like that. And at the time, my band that I was in wasn't really doing too well. A lot of the members were like fighting and stuff like that, and it just kind of was getting really tiring. So I just asked her, since she said she was interested in, would you be down to form a band? And I know a lot of people, even though she didn't really know a lot of musicians. I was like, I know a lot of musicians, so I can find people that could help us. And we kind of just went from there. We started like as an online band, and then we put out like our first song, and then and it was kind of from there, just kind of kept going.
Hell yeah. I have a ton of questions, but I do want to introduce my guest, JB Music, right here. JB Music 661 on YouTube. He's out of Southern California as well. JB, I know you have some questions for the band before I kind of like deep dive.
Yeah, I do have a question, but I can't help but notice we didn't give Suki her time like we did Frankie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like to have that time before I ask my question?
Oh, me?
Yes.
For what exactly? Sorry.
Just
Just introducing yourself.
Yeah, just introducing
Oh.
and plug promoting. What does Kawaii Core mean to you? Any of the above.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes, Suki, and I'm in the Quakecore band, Lucrecia, progressive metal Quakecore. It's a long title. And Quakecore to me is, well, being an idol to me is being a really great front person, and putting your fans as number one, always first, and making people smile and creating the best music and performance and community you can for your fans.
I love that. It's a great answer.
That's amazing. So my question is, so you mentioned, creating a just an image. When it comes to you, Suki, being one of the front people, what is one goal that you want to bring to every show, every performance, to make sure that you make the crowd know this is who I am, and just this is who we are as a band?
So I guess it depends on someone's perspective on that question. But for me, my goals when I play any show is to always do my best and give them, the best of my ability as a vocalist. So I always think about, before a show, I'm always obsessed with thinking about, going through the songs and, make like kind of just like kind of militant in a way, like hitting every note, hitting every high, hitting every mid, every low, so that, people can really get excited. Because when someone, tries like that in a band, like any performance I've seen where they're just like giving it their all, those have been more memorable for me. And then number two, well, really, this is number one, really, is interacting with the fans and letting them know that it's not just my show, that's like, kind of like our show. And, I'm there for them. And, they're just as much as a part of it as I am a part of it on stage. But it's kind of, sometimes I feel like there's a barrier, because you'll be like higher than them, or there'll be a barricade or something. So I always try my best to make sure that kind of break that down, and like they don't feel that way and they feel connected and everyone in the room feels like on the same page. So that's pretty much my number one goal, and to make it memorable and to make it fun, and to give them as much entertainment as possible.
Amazing.
Frankie, are you born and raised in the Philippines?
No. So my grandfather, my Lolo, he came here from the Philippines. So I'm technically second generation. And then my dad was born out here, and then I was. But I'm actually from originally I was born in Columbus, Georgia, so kind of far away from here. But when my parents, like right after they had me, they brought me back out to California. I was raised in like the Monterey, Seaside, Salinas 831 area. So like that was like where I grew up.
I want to ask what the title Meyneth means regarding the EP.
Okay. Do you wanna go explain, or you want me to?
Yeah, Meyneth is a character from one of our favorite video games, Xenoblade, and it's like one of the best JRPGs I've ever played in my life. And same thing like Lucrecia, like we just really are drawn to, like, I guess kind of like these fantasy JRPG names, because Lucrecia is also a character in Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, Meyneth, we just thought that it fit the like the energy and like the theme of the EP. And I was, we were really obsessed with Xenoblade at the time. That's why we also have a song on there, The Architect, based off of it.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask about The Architect. It is still one of my absolute favorite music videos. Who came up with like the storyboard? Who directed it? Did it meet your guys' vision like in the finale? Because to me, it is incredible how it came out. Like the whole story's there. It looks and feels like a live action RPG. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Definitely if I had more money, I'd probably be even more crazy. But I actually did spend a lot of money on that, nonetheless. But regardless of that, I co-directed it with my other director, But you know, since I like did the storyboard and did the screen play, and then he like helped me edit it too. But yeah, I did a little storyboarding and stuff, and we scouted the locations and you know got all the costumes together and all that. Like, so pretty much a lot of it was us. Yeah, it's when I first started like kind of being more involved in the music videos, it's definitely like been better. I should have started out as much as I did for the architect. I should have done that from the beginning, but I thought that by me explaining it, you know, people would understand because maybe they knew the anime or the game. But then I realized like even if they do, like everyone's perspective is so like you just never know like how they envision something that or interpret what you say. So that one, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure there's no room for error because like the more we have to edit, the longer it delays it coming out. And I was like, I don't want that because I feel really bad because that happened in the past. And then there's like disappointing things where I'm like, oh no, like we didn't do this or we didn't do this. So this time I was like, no way, we're gonna make sure every shot is accounted for. I'm like drawing every shot. I know nothing about this, but I'm gonna do my best. And like I try to study and all that and like study cinematography and stuff. But yeah, that was a lot of work. It took like I don't even know, like many months.
You can tell. You can definitely tell. It was worth it. That video is fucking awesome.
And I coordinated with VGN, like sending him the stuff. He's all the way on the East Coast, you know, like he's so busy. Like it was just like a lot. But I'm proud because if I die, I'm glad I did it.
Hell yeah. I have 2 questions for you. For technically 3. Did you bring the beers for the trivia portion of the show? Excellent. That's awesome. To do the trivia, I need to know if there's a movie or TV show, and occasionally, it's very rare, but occasionally I cannot find trivia on it, but is there a movie or TV show that you guys could agree on that you've seen so many times, where if I look up trivia on this movie or TV show, I couldn't stump you? Regardless of whether I do or don't stump you, we're all going to chug some beers and have some fun. Part 2 question is we're in the middle of a Mad Lib before you joined, and we have 1 question left. Can you give me an adjective? A random adjective, doesn't matter what it is. I know that's so random and weird, but... What's just the first adjective that comes to your head?
I'll let you go. I'll let you.
Something about space.
No, you already have it. Like I haven't thought of it yet. You already have it apparently. Oh. Well, I was still thinking about what we're gonna do the trivia. I was like, I'm like really just narrowing that down. Huh?
Frankie, describe a space shuttle in space with a couple of different adjectives. I'm just gonna grab one.
A spaceship, you said?
Sure.
Yeah, space shuttle.
Sure.
Okay. Gassy.
That works. I'm gonna take that because you don't know what this is gonna be applied to in the Mad Lib, and we'll do that at the end. But do you know a movie or a TV show? And while I'm looking that up, JB's gonna ask you another question. But while I look up the trivia,
that's a little hard. Hold on. So it's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be either Yu Hakusho, JoJo, or like something like. Oh man, what about a movie though that we've seen like a billion times? In Gundam, 79 probably. Or wait, what's that?
Now I can go like I heard you earlier mention Final Fantasy VII. I could totally go Final Fantasy VII.
But I don't know the newer stuff as much. I didn't play the remake.
This wouldn't be remake questions.
Oh, okay.
These would be original PlayStation.
I'm gonna go JoJo, bro.
Yeah, let's try JoJo. I just feel like
you know JoJo, bro.
Is it
just because it's more recent for me? Like I do know 7 well, but I know JoJo better because we put it on in the background like whenever we're doing something, and then on top of that, I've seen it more recently. Like I haven't played 7 in like a while, like a few years.
I don't know what JoJo is. Is that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
It is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay. We'll be good. JB, go ahead and hit him with a question. I have found trivia on that already.
Right.
Okay.
So I have a really good friend. His name is Lions. He goes by Lions Den Productions, but he told me to write down a question to ask you guys. And so this question is, in your guys' music video, how did you decide to get the angry video game nerd involved?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm guessing
the
like the
YouTuber,
reason, like, well, yeah, yeah. So during COVID, I usually work in an office type setting. So unfortunately, like, I was out of work for a while, and I was really, depressed because I couldn't find work. Um, and I pretty much like got obsessed with watching AVGN every day, and it got me through like a lot of like hard times. Like, it really just genuinely made me like have tears come in my eyes laughing, and like I appreciated so much like what it did for me. So like that during that time, I said one day I want to have him in something like a video maybe, and then it always branches off. Like, sometimes I'll just spitfire like even more ideas right off the bat. Sometimes it'll take me like months, or sometimes we'll talk to each other and we'll come up with ideas off each other. But eventually I'm like, oh, and he'll be a bad guy. And I'm like, oh my God, what about if we did like, he's like, this guy from this game or this. And then he's like, oh my God, that's so funny. That'd be perfect. Cause he's like a good villain. And, I pretty much waited until I had like the architect, like pretty much ready so that I can like present him with not half-assed idea. I want to let him show him that I'm like serious, I'm professional, that I was taking his time seriously, and I want him to say yes. So I wanted him to believe in my idea. So I made sure to present all that, and I just sent him an email and I said, I'm a big fan. You're like one of my favorites ever. This is my band. We play this and this and this. Here's all this. I have an idea with you being in the video. It's gonna be this and this and this. And I said, if you want to know more, let me know. And he said, yeah, please let me know. It sounds really cool. And then I just gave him everything. And once he saw it, he said, this is really funny. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. And, he was just so nice. Like, he was incredibly nice. And then we set up a Skype call. And unfortunately, we didn't get much work done. We started, like, just talking about so much stuff, like Jackie Chan and how he does his all fun stuff. And how he, like, breaks all his bones and stuff. It was just, like, it was terrible. But it was so funny though. It was definitely felt like we were friends. Like, we've known each other for so long. That's and cool. I was like, oh my God, I have like 5 minutes of my lunch left because I had a job. I got a job eventually. And I was like, oh, I only have 5 minutes left. Like, we gotta like talk about this. And like, we rushed and like, oh, that was so cool. And he's like, oh, if you're ever on the East Coast, let me know. I'll do an appearance and all this stuff. And yeah, it was definitely one of the best experiences I've had with someone, especially like of that caliber, because you never know how they're gonna be. But yeah, he's definitely like the nicest ever, and I really hope to meet him in person. I hope that he can do that. But yeah, it was great. Everybody, he's really great. Go support him, okay?
That's awesome.
That's super inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah, I love his setup. My dream is to have like a room like that where just like it's like walls of games and just collectibles. Like, that's my dream. Yeah,
with like every video game system behind you, and you just have like an 80-inch with like, you just hit like a multi-changing system button. You just play any system.
Yeah, maybe some classic arcade flooring, like the rug, and just so nostalgic. Yeah.
When you like, are you guys like deep into RPG games? Like, like Breath of Fire and like Chrono Trigger and all that stuff? Okay, cool.
Pretty much our favorite genre, I'd say.
Those are two of my favorites, real quick. Especially Breath of Fire too. But does JoJo's Adventure involve stands?
It does.
Okay. I've never seen this show, so I don't know if like I'm asking something about Casey and JoJo, or this is like, okay. Anyway, this is your this is your trivia, and we're chugging beers.
Casey and JoJo actually have to do with JoJo too. Yeah, Casey and JoJo is actually in JoJo, like the song.
No fucking way! What? Yeah, that's insane. I just went to a Jodeci concert like 2 weeks ago, believe it or not.
What's up? Yeah, Freaking You is a JoJo ending.
Yeah, that is bonkers. That is bonkers.
Yeah, a lot of his stands are inspired by music, like it's like songs or like album names. Like, there's like a couple Prince references. There's like
so it's like a musical anime.
Yeah, music
about like bands and artists that have existed.
It's kind of like Lucrecia. He just mashed everything he likes
It's a tasty
then-
onion,
and
really
then
tasty onion.
made a science, like a super sciencey, but like crazy. It's hard to explain. It's just like, it's really well done. He definitely knows his science. Like that's one of the reasons why I really like it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's
He
see
talks-
how well you actually do know it.
Sounds like magic school bus, kind of.
Because I want to know what stand is discovered and cultivated by Yoshi Cage Kira.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that's easy.
uh-huh.
You want me to answer? You want me to? Killer Queen.
That is not what I have on over here. It says stray cat. It says Kira discovers a cat whose spirit entered a flower and got the stand stray cat.
Yeah, but that's not actually his stand though. That's the cat stand.
He
Technically.
finds his cat, they
I'll drink to
develops
it, though.
his stand, and then he.
So we're
like,
calling horse shit on this trivia question.
I'll still
Also drink to it. Also drink to it. But yeah,
Let's
technically,
chug. Let's chug.
actually right.
Horse shit.
Let's chug. We'll call it a split decision, JB. A split decision on that one.
All right.
Oh, maybe they mean cultivated innocent because he did start using it with his own. Maybe that was like what the question was asking.
It does say Kira starts to grow the flower, and in part 4 reveals it can place it inside Killer Queen's body.
Yeah,
He like uses it with himself. It's hella weird.
But it's tight though.
It's freaky.
Let's try it one more time. Let's try.
Freakiest guy.
We'll try one more.
Yeah.
What stand can turn people into metal?
Oh man, I'm stumped actually.
Oh my god, it's the one with the tower. It's the tower one, dude.
Oh no.
Communications Tower? Is that what it's called? No, that's not the name.
His name.
Dude, what the fuck is the name of that stand?
Yeah, he's.
All right, I'm drinking.
He's stuck down. I'm calling it.
I'm
calling
drinking.
it.
I know the character, but I can't remember the name of the stand.
There's literally like 8 or 9 JoJo.
So we
It's
got
so
you.
ticky.
We were able to stump you. Let's go. Yeah! The answer is Superfly.
Yeah. Superfly, oh my god.
Yeah, I never got
Superfly
it.
right there. Superfly. Cheers.
Because 4 is like
Cheers.
kind of my least favorite. Like I still love it, but it's my least favorite JoJo.
Slam.
I'm about to check out the show. It sounds really cool.
JoJo, good. It's like an epic.
How did you guys get Tom Barber on Chapter Black? And is there anybody that you've reached out to work with? And I know you said you got some new music coming soon, so don't unless you want to drop some names. But is there anybody that you've reached out to that maybe said not yet, but yes, or yes, but then the budget was just astronomical, so we'll just worry about that another day? Or what other artists do you guys want as features, essentially?
There's a lot of people that we want as features, I would say.
Necessarily gotten a no, but I'm thinking about like, because sometimes we're not ready, like we don't have like the song done I've brought it up to people before, like Tom Barber. I brought this up like to him like a long time ago.
Yeah,
but-
she like pulls the trigger like way early, and we'll tell them ahead of time so that by the time we're ready, they'll already know, and they'll be like, all right, it's time now.
Well, it
Yeah,
worked.
just
It
like-
worked.
Oh.
It does.
I just let them know that I'm thinking of them and then I'm planning something and like, keep an eye out because when I email them, I want them to like to remember, I don't want them to forget or just not look at the email. So pretty much like Luke Holland and Tom Barber, like I brought that up to them like years before I even had it ready, but then I got it ready. And then once again, like I make sure like everything is like ready and then I send over. And Tom says he doesn't like go on anything he doesn't like. So he's like, I have to check out the song first, have to make sure I like it. And I said, totally okay, I understand. And luckily he liked it. So yeah.
But yeah, I do know, I will say one person that we talked to you a while ago that we were planning to work with on the new stuff. Do you know Ichika Naito?
Is he a guitar
He's
player?
like he's a
Yeah.
guitarist,
Yeah.
Like-
He's worked with Marcin before?
I think so, yeah. He's done some stuff like Luke. So the guy who did the electronic stuff on New Types with Tim,
With
yeah,
Tim
Vincent,
Henson,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure he might have been
yeah.
young.
We're talking about the same person.
Tim Henson kind
Like,
of.
he's pretty good, but all of us have been fans of him for a while. And the guy who did the electronic stuff, like the producing on New Types, he goes by Toki. I was like, what's his stage name? So Toki, he actually is really good friends with Ichika, and it did some like producing work for him and stuff like that. And just was like, "Oh, you guys like Ichika? I'm gonna let him know." So he told him for us, and then he was like, "Oh, I'd be down to work with him." And he just kind of set it all up for us. So it kind of worked out. So,
That's gonna
yeah, so we
be
got that.
insane. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, but yep.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna.
think.
I'm gonna. Oh, I'm sorry, Suki. You go.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to ask what I think is going to be a pretty wild question, and then I'm going to send it to JB so we have a final couple of questions for you. But I want to know how you guys start a song from scratch. Like, is the rest of the band comes up with riffs, or do you guys bring ideas and tell it to the band and they can be like, oh, you know, because the riffs are wild. It's like sweep tapping madness, like.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated, but either we'll come up with a concept, like we're like, oh, we want to write a song about Xenoblade, and we're like, okay, what kind of song do we want to write? Like, do we want it like heavy or like tweedly? And then sometimes we'll go that route, and then sometimes also we'll hear the song and then we'll say, oh, this totally reminds me of this anime or this game or this feeling. You know, sometimes it's a feeling. But oftentimes, even if it's a feeling, we associate it with some anime. So but we do have some songs that aren't inspired solely by anything. Like Brotherhood was just about like being a good person. But that's pretty much like the simple answer. But yeah, go ahead. You can elaborate if you want.
But yeah, so pretty much when we come up with Meyneth, generally we'll kind of like come up with like a general outline of like, okay, this is how many songs we wanna write, and then we'll come up with like, of these songs, like what kind of songs do we want to write?
So you do all this before even writing the intro for Meyneth or Mementos or any of that stuff.
Yeah, we don't. We
It's like directing, producing, like it's like a lot of like hands-on.
Yeah.
To curate the sound and yeah.
Yeah, so we'll like outline like the type of songs that we want to write, and then after that we'll kind of come up with like general sounds, things like references like from games, from movies, from other songs, things that like inspire us, like what we're thinking about, what we want the song to sound like. And then we'll generally try to convey it our best we can to whoever we're working with that's playing guitar with us at that time, or our main songwriters, and then they'll kind of just get to work and try to flesh out those ideas, and we'll come back to us, and then we'll kind of like do kind of like a revision process, I'd say, like where they'll show us some stuff and we'll say, well, this is kind of like what we're revisioning, but maybe a little bit more of this, or maybe put a breakdown here, or maybe a solo here, or we imagine like a keyboard part here, and we just kind of go from there, and we'll just kind of do a back and forth kind of thing with them, and me and Suki will kind of just try to flesh it out the best we can and try to give them our ideas until that it kind of comes out to whatever we were imagining in our heads. And yeah, it's kind of a weird process, to be honest. Out of all the bands I played with, this is like the first one where we've ever done this, but I feel that like a lot of like the ideas that me and Suki have are this way have come out like the most purest and like honest, and like they're what we want to make and stuff. So we're really always really happy with all the songs we make.
Yeah, like even this the song that we're planning on, we already like have it pretty much ready, but we always like plan things like far ahead. We wanted to write a song that was like metal but inspired by JRPG music. And so that one's like super very JRPG sounding, and then it turns like into a metal song. Even that, like the producer, where I was like, oh, those bells are like not the right bells, like it's not the right like bells they use in JRPGs, like you gotta use these, and like all that stuff.
Really quick, Dual Night Grim is gifting a sub to for us to mention something. He said, I met you guys during the Hyluka tour at 1720 in LA. It was the best live performance ever. I was the heavier guy at the bar and forgot to grab the tour poster.
Oh no! I think I remember that actually. I'm not gonna lie. After our set, I got pretty drunk. I was like so juiced off that show. That show that we played. I don't know if you guys ever saw pictures or videos of it, but it was we played it to 1720 and it was like entirely sold out. And so it was like a really, really, really good show. So I'm really happy that that you got to see us at that show. That was a really, really good show.
And that was great. And then honestly, like I've met some of them afterwards that went to that show. Like some flew all the way from Texas to watch Jaluka, and they became a fan of ours after that. And they went to our shows in Austin, and they dressed up in Lolita outfits, or they wore their like favorite VTuber shirt, and it was like, I know, I'm really grateful for that show, like not only because like I got to play Julica, but because a lot of the fans there connected with us that didn't know us before, and I'm just happy like hearing up from them afterwards, because you never know if like, because J-Rock fans are very like J-Rock, you know, like they're like very like that's their stuff sometimes. Like it's kind of just growing up as a J-Rock fan too. So it makes me really happy that I was able to cross over and connect with their fans. But yeah, that makes me really happy. Thanks so much for saying hi and talking about the show. I don't think I have any but posters. Shoot, no,
Okay, no.
but if I ever do, I'll give you one.
Hell
If I
yeah.
ever
Oh,
print.
that's sweet.
JB, what would be your last question for Suki and Frankie?
Okay, I got 3 quick things. One's a statement and 2 questions. Statement is y'all's appearance, both y'all's hair is fantastic. I love the bangs. I love the 2 different colors. You guys are slaying. Second question, or the second thing is, I saw a cat back there. I need to know the name.
Oh, I have.
It's Whoopi.
I have lots of kitties. I foster cats actually. This is what
I love it.
She's pulling down my JoJo.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hi.
Oh,
Oh.
How sweet.
she must know she's on camera.
And my last one is, I know you guys have played plenty of places. You guys are going to Japan, Hawaii very soon. Is there a certain venue that is like a dream venue that you guys have? Or have you guys played it? Or are you guys looking forward to be playing a certain venue?
Yes.
Or anything in that aspect?
Yeah, for
Filipino
sure. Actually,
Arena. That's my guess. That's Frankie's answer right there. Filipino Arena.
Coincidentally, since you brought that up, actually, like for once, I have an answer for that. In Japan, there's like this venue that I've known about for so long, because like I said, I'm a J-Rock fan, and also like I watch metal bands go to Japan, and there's a place that we're playing at. It's super famous, and it looks like we possibly may be playing there. Is that I don't know if I'm
No,
allowed to say that.
It's at the Shibuya Cyclone.
Yeah, Cyclone venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't believe it. Actually, like it's one of the times I'm like looking back at my younger self, like patting myself on the back, going through all the fears and agoraphobia, almost never doing music. Like he's the one who convinced me to do music, and then now I could say, because of all of these events, that I'm like, cool, I get to play Cyclone. So that's definitely like I want to say I'm really happy to doing that. Yeah.
For me, I would say playing the Regency out here was always one of my dreams. I went to a lot of shows at the Regency Ballroom. It's a place in San Francisco that's really popular. A lot of big bands played there. We played there with Polyphia, Sleep Token, and Issues, like back in like 2019. Yeah, it was like when Sleep Token first was popping off. So it was it was a fire show. But yeah, that's probably one. But I will say, even though it's like not that big of a venue, but I've watched so many live performances. Like I remember Buried Ed's live DVD was there, and I loved it a lot. But I've always wanted to play Chain Reaction. Like that's one, even though it's like a small ass venue, I've always wanted to play.
I've been to Chain many times. I only live like an hour and a half away from there. Okay. It's like 200 or less cat, but
yeah, I know it's not that big, but so many cool shows were there. And when we played the Sold Out Whiskey show with Hanabi, that was pretty cool too.
That was with Hanabi, right? Yeah, we actually went to the show and met you guys. I don't know if you remember that, but we met you there. And then I can't believe it. I think that started the conversation with Cam to try and start this up. Actually, was when we met you guys at the whiskey. But I want to end the interview on this. I know you guys are going to Hawaii, and that's amazing. I want to wish you safe travels. I'm excited about the new music that you've kind of slightly teased today that is coming soon. That always excites us. I want to know, what is the best RPG of all time? Any system, you can only pick one.
Okay, I'll go first. What you choose? She's a bad decider, but mine, I'll say Final Fantasy VII for sure. That's my number one game of all time.
I agree.
But I respect any other choice. But that's my personal. What are you gonna choose?
I can't.
Name like 3 then. Name drop
I
3.
can at least name 3. It's
Drop
just like
3.
impossible.
You can name 3. It's okay. We'll break the rules. It's all right.
It's definitely Xenoblade for sure. That's like, even though I played that more recent compared to the other ones, it shot up to the top 3. Maybe even competing for me with Final Fantasy 7 personally. But I like 7 through 10. Sorry, I like all those a lot. My first one was 9, so I have a really special attachment to 9. I really love 8 too. And I would say other one, oh shoot, I can't. Probably honestly, for my Game Boy Color.
Monster Hunter or Dragon Quest Monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Monsters.
Yeah, really. I mean, thousands of hours. I did play Pokemon a lot too, though.
Yeah, Pokemon Gold for sure is an honorable mention for me.
Hard.
Some good answers. I feel like if I had to pick, I'd be Final Fantasy 7, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 3, Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Final Fantasy 6,
Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger, Xenosaga. I mean,
Legend of
So
Gaia.
yeah.
Video game nerds just having fun over here. Do you guys have a timetable on when the new music might be out? Like, are we talking at least third, fourth quarter, 2025, summertime?
Our goal right now, just being honest, right? We're writing actually at full length, so it's why it's taking us a little bit. But we planned on dropping 3 songs before we go to Japan, and we go to Japan in September. So our goal is to hopefully have 3 songs out by then, but if not, we'll have a music video out by then for sure. The song for the video is already finished. We just have to go film. But we're like trying to like whip ourselves into like, no, we need to get these 3 songs done, then the video, so that we can actually like have the semblance of having everything done.
3 songs have been instrumentally already. They're done. We already finished 1.5 in the recording studio. So technically, it's only literally half a song, and then like this, a heavy song, which is like just all screaming. So it's not really that as difficult, because the song that I just recorded the full song for, that was a lot of singing. So like the melodies, I'm really, really like picky about. So like it takes me a while to. That one, for some reason, just took me a long time to write. I just wasn't happy with anything I wrote, and I will not go in the booth unless I'm like 100% happy. So I finally got there. Actually, coincidentally, in the Philippines is when I like started performing it. And then while performing, I came up with slightly different versions of it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. And then I came back and I just knocked it out. And then the second one is pretty much almost done as well. Just the screaming parts need to be done. So I did all the hardest parts. All the melodies are done, which always takes the longest. Yeah. You got all the, not only writing, but like the harmonies I do themselves can take 4 hours just for one song. So it's just a lot. But also we're doing a music video though for Goodbye Eddie. That's the one that's already like done. We just need to do like a video and then finish the other 2. But yeah, that video we already have it like pretty much planned. So it's really close, but I guess like
before Japan.
Yeah.
Before September, we promise. We'll have
3 songs video before September. Yeah. And a music video for one of them.
Yeah. So you have like a couple lists to do.
We'll get some replay value out of that shit.
You guys dropped
up too.
You guys dropped a ton of jewels today, and we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for making badass music. Thank you guys so much for making badass music. As I mentioned earlier, me and JB can verify, chat, that their live show is amazing. It totally slaps. Support them. Safe travels to Japan, to Philippines, to Hawaii, wherever you guys go. Please make sure to come to Southern California more often, specifically Chain Reaction, hopefully, so we can get that goal for Frankie going. But you guys rule, man. We'll always support you, and thank you so much for doing this.
Levin, thank you for having us.
Thank you guys so much.
Hell yeah. We're going to put this on YouTube tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucrecia!
Yeah, hell yeah!
Let's go! All right, we got to chug. We got to chug. Cheers. Hell yeah. Awesome.
Oh, brother.
You guys rule. Stay safe, for real.
Thank you.